Right, we're back again. Just filling up the Bulldog Brewer with water before I start mashing in. As you can see, I've fudged something together. That little beauty there is actually a flow controller. That came with the T500 still from Still Spirits. I'm not actually using it to control the flow in any way, shape or form. It's just a way of obviously getting all of this connected to the tap. You can only use that actually if you've got a screw fitting on your tap. So you know this tap uses an aerator, so you just unscrew the aerator and screw that in. Screw the flow controller in. And yeah, like many home brews, just fudge something together. It's on pretty loose, that, to be honest, but it doesn't matter really because I'm just going to disconnect it once the boiler is full. So I'm just filling it up to around 20 litre mark. That's what the instructions say. I generally tend to stick with it. It gives you enough water to mash in. So I think a lot of the recipes call for a lot less water at the mashing in stage, but you know, I've read various people saying, you know, that it doesn't really matter. I don't know enough about it in that much detail to say either way. I've never had any problems like with deficiencies and whatnot from the mash, so stick with what you know, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Quick update. Come up to the 20 litre mark, and this is what I was saying before. So if I had the grain basket in there, I'd never be able to see what I was up to. You just can't see. And I had that trouble with the sparge. That's my only drawback with this piece of kit is, I don't know. You can calculate, you know, how much water, you know, you want to kind of dump out to the sparge or your hot liquor ton or whatever. I don't go into it in that much detail. I mean, there's not even any markings on my water boiler, so I don't know how much I've lost or pumped in during the sparge phase. So yeah, I usually try and get up to about 28 litres, which is probably a bit too much, to be honest. Especially in that, you know, with the Bulldog Brewer, because you can turn the power down. With the T500, that used to be about right, so I'd start with about 28 and then end up with, like, you know, after all the crap and the trouble and stuff, probably about 20. But it is what it is. So yeah, catch you in a bit. So whilst I'm waiting for the water to hit the 20 litre mark, let's get this switched on. Okay, so temperature tells you what it is currently. Set your temperature. Oh, there you go. So it's flashing. Let's get up to about 66, maybe 67. So on the side of caution. Let that flash and have a think about it, and then you can set the power. So whilst we're coming up to temperature, I'll leave it on its kind of full finger. When it gets near 67, I'll turn that down a bit. And around kind of 1200 kilowatts for maintaining that kind of 66, 67 temperature is absolutely fine. So lots of vibrant colours. I'm not sure who designed that, but it's very, very beautiful. That just means it's kind of coming on, and you can see there. Oh, you can see it actually. So a bit out of focus, but top left it says that it's boiling the water. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Catch you in a bit. So yeah, same again, pretty much for the get the sparge water ready. So exactly the same setup, just move the pipe across, and yeah, fill the hot liquor ton, and get the sparge water up to temperature whilst we're doing everything else. So just make sure that's bloody shut. You don't want flood kitchen, do you? Same with that. What a nightmare that would be. So yeah, not very exciting cut, but yeah, there we go. See you in a bit. Right, so like I said, it's been a bit of an impromptu brew day. I only decided to do it yesterday, and I've got a shitload of ingredients, as you can probably tell. I've got boxes and bags and all sorts of bloody stuff, and none of it is in the right combination to actually make anything that I've got a recipe for. So I'm just gonna have to fudge it, I think. Bulldog Brewer getting up to temperature. You can see that it's 38 degrees at the minute. Never made my own recipe before. But can't be that, can it? I'm gonna use, and this is an absolutely superb book by Greg Hughes. I mean, I literally got that for £5, which was a bit of a spontaneous purchase at the time. It's pretty much what got me into home brewing. Well, I'll tell a lie, all grain brewing, I suppose. Done a few kits before that, but yeah, what a bargain. I think Peter Hodge uses it as well. So we've kind of followed a similar journey. We've got the same gear and same books and stuff, and yeah. But anyway, I think can I show that? Is that copyright infringement? Probably. Who cares? So yeah, honey ale. I've got a spare jar of honey. It says 500 grams. I've not got 500 grams. I think it's about a 350 gram jar. So yeah, so bit of crystal malt, I think, in there. It calls for 4.5 grams of pale malt. I've not got that. I've got a bunch of Pilsner malt, so I'll use 3 kilograms of Pilsner, and I've got about 900 and odd grams of pale left. So I might as well just chuck that in there. I can't do anything with that by itself, can I? Oh shit, I don't. Almost disastrous, flooding the kitchen. What an idiot. See, I'm not really ingratiating myself, am I, on my first video? Right, clown. So yeah, I've got some biscuit malt, which the recipe calls for. I'm sure I can manage 350 grams. As for the hops, bittering hops is Challenger, 12 grams. And for the last minute or so of the boil, I guess pretty much at flame out. You've got Target, 8 grams, so I don't know if I've got that. I've probably got every other hop in the world apart from those, but we'll see. I'm sure I can find some that are similar. So yeah, coming up to temperature now. I'll get all the grains ready, and maybe we can mash them together in a bit. Okay, so that's 250 grams. Was it so to focus? Come on. 250 grams of crystal malt, and I already had in there the biscuit malt. See that layer beneath? I didn't quite have 350 grams in the end. 322. So in it goes. I also got some Carapils malt from. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but if you can't, expired in 2015. So I don't have to put it in. You know, I'm sure there's still some goodness in there that I can extract. Maybe not as much as once was, but let's put some in. It's been kicking around for ages, so it needs getting rid of. The jar of honey was 454 grams, so not far off the 500 mark in the end. I thought it was actually a smaller jar than that. So there we go. The honey ale, according to the book, should come out at 6.2%. I don't need it to be that strong. If it comes out of that, great. If not, you know, a percentage or so lower won't do any harm either. So 65 degrees, time to mash in. So in we go. Obviously need to stir that in. I've not got a spoon because I've not got 3 hands. So you can see the cap doing its job. Oh, there we go. Give it a full stir. Now the pail. Give it a cursory stir. I'll come back and get the dough balls out anyway when I've put the last lot of malt in there. In goes the carousels. Here's where I definitely need another pair of hands. One sec. Oh yeah, that bloody see. And dust and steam everywhere. There we go. Time to give it a stir. Work it all down. There's any dough balls in here. Which I'm sure there probably are with the way I've done it, but we'll see. Oh, there's one. Smash that little devil right now. Get going. Come on, bugger off. And for anyone that's new to brewing, you probably shouldn't be watching my video. I should probably watch someone who knows what they're doing. But obviously, for dough balls, you don't want them in there because they're all clumped together, so the water can't penetrate them, and obviously extract all of the, the sugars from the malts. So by getting rid of them, you just increasing or improving your efficiency. If you leave them in there, then you probably end up with a crap efficiency. Comments below if I'm talking out my arse. Right, that's enough stirring. You've seen enough. It's not that interesting, is it really? So I'll catch you in a bit. Literally seconds after my last clip, I knocked in the plug or the stopper into the mash. So it's like dropping £1 in the sand, isn't it? You're never gonna fucking find that again. It just instantly disappears. It's stainless steel, so it's not gonna have any adverse effects to the mash itself. It's just gonna be a pain in the arse finding it after. So when otherwise I would just dump it all in the green bin for greens recycling and whatnot. I've got to sift through it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. Never mind. Right, okay, so whilst you're back anyway, I'll put the sparge plate on. So squeeze it past the handle, really tight fit. Just push it down gently so that it's just resting on the mash. Okay. Lid on. Recirculation pipes in place, pumps in place. Switch the pump on. Probably not the best place to have electrics right near all this hot water and hot mash, but it is what it is. We make do, don't we? So let's go for it. You do have to, I think the term's prime it. You've got to prime the pump, so that means it needs liquid in there to start properly. I think, I'm sure I read that somewhere. So yeah, there you go, switching on. Wow, that has not worked at all. Oh shit. Saw that kink out, I'll be back in a second. There we go. I thought that was the day that my pump went, like I was saying before, that I was hoping it wasn't, but crisis averted. Yeah, so we're mashing in, nearly 11 o'clock, give it till just after 12, maybe do 75-minute mash or so. God, I'm fucking sweating my tits off here. As you can see, it's a nice day. So, yeah, catch you in a bit. Quick update, nothing major's going on, just showing you the temperature controller again. So, as you can see, it's kind of maintaining a nice level temperature there. So I've just turned the power down to around 1500 watts, so like I say, you don't need the full kind of 2500 watts to maintain that kind of temperature. So I've turned the power down. It should stay around 66, a degree either side. It probably fluctuates throughout the course, but nothing too dramatic. So yeah, there you go. Right. So whilst we're mashing and kind of twiddling our thumbs, I thought I'd dig out a packet of Nottingham Ale yeast. So in true me fashion, I've started a brew and I've not got the right yeast ever, so but I got about a shed full of yeast there. Everybody tap yeast or dry yeast going, apart from the one I actually need, according to the recipe, but you know, I guess I am kind of fudging this anyway, so I might as well fudge the yeast as well, aren't I? So, I mean, it's a honey ale. I think I think this might well do. So, safe ale SO4. Let's give it a go. Yeah. So it's obviously, like I say, it's a fudge recipe anyway. So if it turns out shite, it's shite. I guess the good thing about home brewing is that you're never quite sure, unless you're sure, if you know what you're doing, obviously. But if you're kind of fudging it like me and probably a few others out there, then it's part of the excitement, isn't it, I guess. So yeah, we'll give SO4 a go. Mashed liquor ton, so hot water boiling nicely in there, and the brew packs. The temperature dial on this is well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the sticker that's just been kind of put on, but the temperatures that dial into are just way off. So it's kind of marked at 80 there, but I'll be surprised if it gets anywhere near kind of 75 really. So I'll get the old digital thermometer out in a bit and see how it's going on, but we've got another hour or so before that, and before I need it anyway, so catch you in a bit. Right, just getting the hops ready. Turns out I didn't have any Challenger, obviously. That's the way it's going. But I did say I was making this one up anyway, so it's it's no great shakes. So instead of 12 grams of Challenger, I've got 11 grams of North Down, which has got slightly higher alpha acid anyway. So fairly comparable, I guess, in that respect. Slightly less of what I needed, but a higher alpha acid. So for the bittering hops, that should do. As you can probably hear, one of the troubles is back. So sorry about that. Another half an hour or so to go for the mash. Oh, my knees. Oh, my knees. And as hopefully you can see, steamed up. Lovely and clear water circulation. And here comes the familiar epithet of every home brewer. Oh, that smells amazing. It does bloody smell lovely though. Oh yes, lovely stuff. Big sniff of it. So yeah, quick update in a bit. As you can see, the 12 o'clock midday threshold has been reached, so cheers. That's reasonable, right? Onto the sparge. Right, mash is nearly finished, so let's check actually how hot this water is. Aiming for 78 or so, give or take. If you can see that, 73. It's going up, it's not far off. 74.5, so as you can see that says 80, which I didn't think it'd make it, to be honest, so let's just switch that on and bring it up a few more degrees. Hear it kick on. Hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so we'll have a decent temperature. Well, we're not far off, so we'll be okay, I think.